Hello again. I am back, and I told you I would be back, and I'm talking about the spinal cord stimulator trial, which I will be going for in about 5 hours. It is June the 30th, 2017. I will be going about 3 o'clock this afternoon. Right now it's around 10:15 in the morning. I will be going for my spinal cord stimulator trial. And I said I had made previous videos telling you all about chronic pain, and I answered 10 questions about what kind of chronic pain I'm in, and my reason for making these videos was to kind of document the kind of pain that I have been in the last few years and that I have before the trial. So this way, after I get the trial, I could see how the pain is, if it's working. And sometimes once you have something done, you kind of forget the kind of pain that you were in. So I just wanted to document it, and let's do that right now. Yesterday was a very bad day for me. I was, there's a scale of pain, and it goes from 0 through 10. 0 being absolutely no pain, and 10 being the absolute worst pain you've ever been in your life. And in my other videos, I said that in the past 2.5 to 3 years, I never go below 5. That's a pretty good day for me, going halfway through. Some days are worse. Yesterday, I was at an 8 all day, and at some points hitting 9, when I feel that I'm going to almost cry because the pain is so bad. I consider that a 9, and 10 then would be screaming. So yesterday it was very bad, and excuse me. I just want to go over one thing just again to document the pain I'm in. Hopefully I'm answering some questions that you may have about pain, about the spinal cord stimulator trial. Now, if you have chronic pain and you do go to pain management, you have seen this or something very similar. When you go in to your pain management doctor, they give you one of these almost every single time you go in. And most of the time I go in every single month, because the way it's regulated now with pain medication, you can't call up and get a prescription. You don't get a refill. You have to go to the doctor's office, see the doctor or nurse practitioner in my case, and they write you a new prescription every single month. I understand there's a lot of precautions with pain medication because obviously a lot of people abuse it. But for us who really need it to just get about our regular lives, it's kind of a hassle. But every time you go in, you get this form, and you have to make X marks where your pain is. So you go in and you fill out the form. You write your name and everything, and then they'll ask you your pain, how your pain is that day, how much the medication helps you, and so on. So this is a blank one. And then I filled out one where my pain is. I put X's where the pain is, red X's where the pain is really bad, and then I highlighted it in yellow. And this is my pain on an average day. It's pretty much everywhere. So I just want to go over quickly where my pain is so that I can then compare after I get the trial if it's working. I do have some pain in my neck, not absolutely sure if it's something else going on there, or if it's just me falling asleep in my computer chair with my head hanging. Could very well be that because it comes and goes. So a little bit of pain radiating down my arms. The worst pain I have, there are 2 places where I have the worst pain. Number 1 is in my right thigh. As I said in other videos previously, I had paralysis in my right thigh. I was screaming in pain. I had taken Lyrica. I believe it was a reaction to the Lyrica. I also had tried gabapentin, and it seems that I can't take any medications that help with nerves. There are medications that help with your nerves, like if you have fibromyalgia, things like that. They have medications to help that. For some reason, I must be allergic to it, because I took Lyrica. 2 days later, my leg was paralyzed. I was in the hospital. I could not move my leg, and I could not feel it for a few days, and then the feeling came back. Eventually, I'm about 75 to 80% use of the leg now, but still, there's still a little paralysis. But that's where the majority of my pain is, my right front thigh. The second place where I have the most pain, if I'm standing up for more than 2 minutes, doing anything, just standing up in line, washing dishes, anything like that, I have extreme pain from my mid-back to about the top of my butt, especially on the left side. That's where the worst pain is. It's like a aching kind of spasmy pain. The pain in the right thigh is more of a burning, and if I'm standing too long, my right thigh just becomes totally numb. Also, I have pain in the left leg, in the left thigh, in the back of the left thigh. I'm very arthritic, so I have arthritis all down my spine, and probably just about every joint from my thumbs to my knees, my ankles, my feet swell. So I have pain basically from the middle of my back to my feet, a little bit in my arms, a little bit in my neck. So that was I wanted to just show that of where my pain is. Now, I'm going for the spinal cord stimulator trial, as I said, in a few hours. Again, if you don't know what a spinal cord stimulator is, first of all, what's great about it is you get the trial. If the trial works, then you go for surgery and you have it permanently implanted. What is it? It's usually 2 leads, like 2 wires, like maybe this long, I would say thicker than spaghetti, like a wire. On the wires, there are these little transmitters. As far as I know, I haven't really sat and in detail gone over this procedure. The nurse practitioner told me so much. I got a video CD that told me so much. I've gone online. There aren't many places to go and find out information. That's why I'm making these videos, hopefully to help somebody else out there that's going through the same thing. So, I believe if you've ever gone for an epidural injection, you go in, they give you an IV, they put you under, they give you the injection, they get you out of, they wake you up, and then you go home. Very similar procedure, but just much more going on than just getting an injection. I believe what they do is they put like a needle in that has a hole, and then they feed the wire through that hole up your back on either side, in the epidural space in between your vertebrae and your spinal cord. So there's one on either side. With the trial, then these wires come out of your back. I believe they are stitched in place. The wires come out of your back, attached to a battery pack that is then strapped around your waist with like a Velcro belt, and then you have a remote control. I'm assuming at this point, because like I said, I didn't talk to them step by step exactly what would be happening. What I'm assuming will happen, I'm not exactly sure if they put me completely under, they do it and then wake me up, and then we will find out if it's working, or if I'm kind of awake the whole time. When I have it done, hopefully tonight, if I'm feeling okay, I will make my first video of after it and tell you what happened. If I'm not feeling too good tonight, hopefully tomorrow I will start making an everyday account so you could see what happened, exactly what happened, and what to expect. So I'm not exactly sure if I'm awake the whole time, if I'm asleep and then they wake me up. But once it's in its place, they bandage your back, you have the belt, you have the remote, and someone there from Boston Scientific will be there and will be basically programming it to see if you're feeling the stimulation. And the whole idea of the spinal cord stimulator is that instead of pain signals being brought up to your brain so you feel pain, you are then feeling this stimulation instead. because you can only receive so many signals at a time, and this will replace the pain. So you might feel this little soothing stimulation instead of feeling pain. And they say if you reduce your pain by 50%, it is successful. And if it is successful, then you go back in about 5 days. I'll have it taken out, and then I will schedule the permanent placement of the spinal cord stimulator, and I have to go for actual surgery for that, because the wires then won't be coming out of your back. They'll be inside of you, attached to the little mechanism, which kind of is like a pacemaker. And then you have the remote and you have the charger. So that's the hope for today. And I am a little nervous. You know, the phone keeps ringing, and I think they keep gonna call me and cancel it. And I've been waiting for 4 months for this appointment. 4 months since they said this might be a good idea for you, because I've gone through 2 back surgeries, 6 rounds of 3 injections, so almost 20 epidural injections under anesthesia. I've gone to 3 different pain management centers for weeks on end, and I have been on pain medication since August of 2015, every single day pain medication. That really doesn't even help at all anymore. It may just take the edge off, but nothing ever gets rid of that pain, and that pain is horrible because, you know, when you have pain and you take something for pain, the pain goes away. But when you have chronic pain this intense all over your body, you take the medication, you do the rehab, you get the injection, and it's just like taking the edge off. The pain never ever goes away, and it doesn't really give you much of a life. So this is what's going to be happening today, and we will see how it works. And I will come back and I will give you a daily update on how it's working. If it's working, hopefully it will work, and tell you, you know, the things that I'm going through, hopefully to help you if that's something that you're thinking about doing. Okay, thanks a lot.